Hi guys, welcome back to Turbo Autos, proudly sponsored by the GT Channel Network. Today we are modelling the Mazda 3.
We're going to be fitting DRLs and fog lights today.
The reason why you want DRLs and fog lights, well, first off, DRLs will help you be more visible in the daytime and also at night time. And your fog lights, well, they help you in the fog, rain, snow, whatever.
So we're going to be covering how to fit them, how to wire them, and how to align your fog lights.
Let's jump into it.
So the first thing you're going to want to do is to remove all the trim from the bottom of the car and also from the side. There are a fair amount of screws for this, you're going to want to make sure you keep them in a safe place. Then the trim should just pull away nice and easily if you've undone all the screws correctly. If you feel any bit of pressure, just make sure you've undone them all completely. Then what you're going to want to do is just put one of your hands on the inside, one of your hands on the outside. The hand on the inside you're going to want to use to disconnect the fog light wiring loom that's automatically connected. And you just want to push the clips while pushing from the outside using your other hand in to make sure that you can kind of just very carefully undo the fog light kind of plastic. But as you can see, due to the magic of camera angles and the fact we forgot the camera was there, I managed to stand in the way the whole time and end up not capturing it on film. You should just take our word for it, and it should be rather easy to do. So for the fog lights, you want to make sure that you check your local legal legislation before you go ahead with the install, to make sure there aren't any rules or regulations that you have to follow specifically. For our fog lights, we just made sure that we measured in from the exact same size on each side, and then using a Aruba hole saw thing, I can't remember the name of it now, we were able to drill the hole really easily because it was the same size as the fog lights we were fitting. So pretty much what we've got to do is just line it up and then drill straight through. And please do mind the health and safety here. Make sure you keep your hands well away. So just make sure that health and safety is the first thing you are thinking of. So yeah, then what you want to do is for the mounting of the fog light, you just want to kind of, depending on the fog lights that you've got, we're using the Ring Automotive version, projector fog lamps, which all the links will be in the description below. We had to create a special mount to put on the back to allow us to kind of put the fog light in and attach it all to the same piece of plastic, so we could easily remove it in the future if we wanted to. But then if you're going to be using it for a long time, or if your bumper is a lot easier to get off, you may be finding it easier just to put the fog light straight into maybe some ready-made fog positioning kind of hinges, which may already be there on your car depending on the make and the model. So yeah, pretty much you just want to make sure that depending on your fog lights that you're fitting, you kind of adapt it to your style and make sure that you fit it all correctly. Ours was pretty fiddly, and as you can see there was a few mistakes that we made, but yeah, it's all pretty decent.
Okay, so far what we've done is we've got one of the front fog lights fitted. We've got the fog light in there, and also we've got all the LEDs in there. We've got to tidy up all the cabling on behind, route them and we'll put the connectors on. With the other one, we've drilled the initial hole. We've just got to now cut it out a little bit more, just so, I haven't got a cover. It's just so pretty much it can actually fit the fog light in. You may have noticed there is a slight gap, but once it's in the car you won't be able to notice it. And you've also noticed there's probably two little silver screws here, and if you keep watching the video we'll show you how we're going to hide them. So yeah, now on to fitting the fog light to the second part.
Okay, so for the DRLs you could go for maybe a strip lighting, or maybe you want to go, the current craze at the moment is to do multicoloured. That is completely illegal, by the way, when you're on the roadside here in the UK. If you're on maybe for a show, it's completely legal. So we've decided to go for some individual LEDs to create, kind of to centre them between the grille mesh thing design that's on the plastic already. So what you need to do is you kind of need to just mark out the centre hole on each one, drill straight through, and then fit the LEDs in. Rather really simple, rather simple, and a little bit easier than we thought it was going to be. Okay, so for the wiring up, you want to basically find out which one's positive, which one's negative. Usually it's black that's negative, so basically work on the logic that the other colour is going to be the positive. What we did is we used connector blocks and also When we ran out, we used tape, which isn't the best thing to use, and we do recommend you use connector blocks. But if you are going to use tape, use electrical tape. And basically what we did is we took all the positives and all the negatives, joined them together, and then for the positives we could wire that into the DRL box that we're using, or the fog light box that you're using, and then for the negatives we ran that onto an extension cable, which would then run down into the wiring earthing point, which will be in the car. So pretty much you may already have one around your fog light area due to your fog light cable, but you may also find that you don't have one, so what you need to do is for the negative you want to make sure it's connected to a non-painted metal surface. This will allow then the connection to be earthed and will allow your lights to turn on.
To cover the screws on the front of the fog lights, use some of the leftover plastic from the trim to create a cover and use some super glue to secure it in place. BAM! So the switches we used were touch sensitive, which will give a more professional feel to the installation. As you can see, there's a different light for when it's on standby and when the lights are turned on. You want to make sure that all your wiring is neatly managed and hidden away. We hid the control boxes behind the glove box, but you may find somewhere better to place it in your own car. Having fun? Could be a lot worse, you could have just not fitted it.
Feels weird, it doesn't feel like night time. Because I got me when I shut my eyes. I can feel the warmth and the brightness of that. Oh man. Fantastic, I haven't done all the screws.
Finding such creative angles.
So again with the DRLs, just like the fog lamps, they have to be an equal length in from each side of the car. Here in the UK they do like to check this a lot, and haven't been checked yet. Supposedly the police do like to pull you over and make sure they are the legal height. So yeah, we want to make sure they are equal each side. They cannot be wonky, they have to be straight, and they have to look good. Well, that's not the law, but yeah, I think they have to look good. Otherwise you see people with some cars and they look terrible. Just like the Clio. I had them on the Clio for a while and they look terrible on that. And yeah, so made sure this time we did it all properly, followed the legal guidelines, and yeah.
These aren't sharp, that's the issue.
To connect the wires into the car, we used a multimeter to find out which fuse box gained power from the ignition. This will save the battery from dying when you're not in the car. All items used in this video were purchased via Halfords and Amazon, but we may be stocking some parts ourselves, so do be sure to check out our website to keep up to date with what's going on. And as you can see here, this is what the final installation looks like in the dark. So guys, that is the installation of fogs and DRLs.
All the wiring diagrams used in the video are available on our website by clicking the link in the description below.
So, another episode done?
Yep, finally.
Yeah. I think I need to go home. And you know what I'm going to do when I get home? Nice cold beer.
Okay, see you in a bit. Bye. Anyway, now he's gone for a nice little bit. Be sure to check out our video, previous video. And also on the opposite side, you'll be able to see our video that we're going to be doing in the video. Still at YouTube that we want to promote. This week it's this guy over here, so give it a click, give it a like, and also remember to subscribe. I don't think he's going to get very far without his keys, to be quite honest.
Richard! Where are the keys?
Don't know. You've got them, not me. Nope. Nope. Ain't got them. Nope. Nope. Ain't got them. Definitely ain't got them.